Yo, what's going down, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and whoever else is listening to this? Welcome to a very special edition of the Wrestling Matters Podcast, ladies and gents. And this edition of the Wrestling Matters Podcast, you can call it Wrestling Matters Podcast Extra, you can call it whatever you want. I'm going to review a first-class wrestling, all-American wrestling show that I went to on Friday, March 27th at my town hall in Middlesbrough. And I went there, got front row seat, which was pretty cool. It was a good show. I liked it. I definitely liked it. And I liked it all except for the main event. Let's just say that. The main event was a bit crappy, if you will. And that's not a knock on the talent, but to me it was too PG. I mean, it was so PG, it made me want to puke, quite frankly. But I'll get to that in a bit. I've just got my notes here. I can't even find my notes, which is a fail in itself. There we go. Right, I'll get to the main event now because to me it was the low point of the evening. And it was first class wrestling, like I say, which took place March 27th, Friday night, March 27th, at the Middlesbrough Town Hall in Middlesbrough, England, my hometown. And I went there, sat in the front row, even though they fucked up the seating in the front row as well. Yeah, fucking goofballs. But anyway, got to see the matches, got to see the action, got to see everything that went down. And the main event contested of Colossus Kennedy one-on-one with Flatliner. Now, Flatliner had this superstar Billy Graham, boogie woogie Jimmy Valiant look about him. He's coming out. He even had the audacity to rub my head and call me Baldy. You fucking cunt. Look in the mirror. Because you were fucking bald as well. Right, not as bald as me, but anyway. And then he brought back... Yes, he brought back Little Legs. I went to an all-action show last time round, and it was basically the same main event as the last show that I went to at the town hall. Because the last show I went to did not feature Flatliner. It featured Colossus, Kennedy, and Little Legs, but Little Legs' tag team partner at that time was Tony Spitfire. It was so PG, it was unbelievable. I mean, Kennedy ended up showing at some point he had the power advantage. Flatliner somehow just got into his head to pull the referee's trousers down. What the fuck? Flatliner kisses Kennedy and just makes an idiot out of him, and then Little Legs gets tagged in. Flatliner worked the arm. Kennedy in trouble, being embarrassed, which was the perfect thing, which was very true. The fun is over. Little Legs proving quick. Hits a 619. He did. You heard me correct. Too big. Kennedy near fall. Whatever that meant, I don't know. Because, like I said, there wasn't much to talk about in this, guys. This was the disappointing night of the match from. The disappointing thing of the night. I mean, especially when you've got Little Legs pinning a 300 pound, 400 pound guy. It just didn't work for me, and I'm not knocking the guys for doing it, but speaking as a wrestling fan, or maybe an old school wrestling fan, I don't want to see that in the main event. The only cool thing about it was the kids that were in the air. You know, they invited the kids in. It was like being at an ECW show, except it was a PG version. You know, all the kids were in celebrating with the wrestlers and celebrating with the people and what that. That was cool. But to be honest with you, before the main event, where I was sitting, 3 ladies sat next to me. There were 3 ladies that sat next to me. They left before the main event. To be honest, I should have followed them. To be fair. But hey, I'm a wrestling fan. I bought a ticket. I was there from the start and I stick it to the very end. But like I said, in retrospect, looking back, I probably should have stuck with, I should have probably followed the chicks out when they left, the ladies out when they left. But, I mean, like I said at the start, that main event was so PG, it made me want to puke. It really did. I just didn't get into it. I didn't like it. Yes, it was fun. Yes, it was for the kids. But I wanted to see a wrestling main event. And then, unfortunately, I didn't get to see it. But before all that, now I've got the bad part of the evening out of the way. Sorry, guys, but it was just expressing my opinion. I didn't like it. Now I've got that out of the way, I'm going to get down to the nitty-gritty, which was the start of the wrestling, because there was 5 matches on the card altogether. that main event included. And there was 4 matches before the main event that were pretty good. That saved the show, quite frankly. Ben Leavey went 1-on-1 with Frankie Sloan to kick off. Now, many of you people may have seen Frankie in ICW, appear in ICW. He's appeared all over the world. Feeling out process, a lot of hair pulling. Some chain wrestling leading into a near fall. Roll up, near fall. Frankie displays good chain wrestling and mat wrestling too. And I think he, from what I saw, from the view I had, he had a regal stretch on, stretching Leavey. Leavey lets the crowd get to him. They were booing him all night. They were on his case during the match. Frankie Sloan is the comedian. He was like a comedian all match, which was hilarious. Frankie trouble till more chain wrestling, crossbody near fall. Leavey using some good stuff until he made a mistake. Getting back on offense until he made a mistake. Leavey uses apron to his advantage, controlling Frankie. Leavey gets a warning, but still grounding Frankie. What the hell's with this warning bullshit, man? I mean, what is it? It's a wrestling show, right? This is what pisses me off about British wrestling sometimes. This whole warning thing and warnings. You're on a written warning. You're on this warning. And I remember back in the day, I think it was in FWA when they used to give out cards. It's professional wrestling. It's not a soccer match, for God's sake. That's my pet peeve about them, man. I mean, thank God there's ICW and all that around, man, because stuff like that it drives me crazy as a wrestling fan. It really does. Leavey in total control. Leavey one step ahead, using dirty tactics along the way. Second warning from Leavey for Leavey. Leavey in firm control of Frankie in a whole lot of trouble. 2 near falls from Frankie. A single arm suplex gets the win for Leavey. So, it was what it was at the end of the day. Good match to kick off the show. And it was a really, really good start. That was the wrestling portion of it. And there was a lot more wrestling portion to come as well. Now that that's over, ladies and gentlemen, I will move on to the next match. And the next match stole the show for me. Because it involved the show stealer, Nathan Cruz, going 1-on-1 with a TNA boot camp contestant and a guy who I just think is flat out awesome, and I think would have been perfect for the X division. Leggero. That's right, Leggero. Chain wrestling to start off. It was an even match, relatively even. 2 guys so evenly matched. Advantage Leggero. Cruz loses chain wrestling match. Leggero in control of Cruz. Leggero showing quickness, definitely quicker of the two, and 1 step ahead of Cruz. Insecurity to the arm by Leggero. Not good for Mr. Nathan Cruz. Full moon in the butter. That's right, because Leggero went for a sunset flip on Cruz. He went for a sunset flip, and then boom. The old trick of the pull the pants down routine. And like I said, the full moon was out in butter. Got to a point where Nathan ended up eventually taking control. Beautiful Hurricane Rana by Leggero in the match as well, which was so good. Like I say, he'd been perfect for the X division. Cruz back in control, using the ring post to his advantage. I think at one point he threw Leggero, and Leggero ended up sliding abdominal first right into the ring post, and then Nathan took advantage. A Triple H-like knee slows down Leggero by Cruz. That's right, Cruz using Triple H's knee, or Harley Race's knee, whatever you see fit. Cruz looks to dissect piece by piece and slow down Mr. Leggero. Leggero tries to come back, Cruz puts a stop to it. Leggero in trouble. Cruz enjoying himself, just toying with Leggero. Leggero fight back, quicker than the pace. Cruz figure 4 gets a near fall, make that 2 near falls. Cruz very frustrated in the match. He was frustrated at the fact that he couldn't put Leggero away. A back and forth match, some good stuff. Reverse DDT gets a near fall by Leggero. Cruz gets a near fall also, and then Leggero hits a splash for the win after hitting a front suplex on Cruz. They were fighting on the top rope, and there was like a back and forth fight on the top rope, and then Leggero manages to come out of it with the show and gets the win. Now, the next match featured Robbie Dynamite. Many of you people may know Robbie Dynamite if you watched ICW and British wrestling in general, but he's appeared in ICW also. Teaming up with Ringo Ryan against the UK Rockets. AJ Anderson and, yes, a guy well known, Tony Spitfire. Middlesbrough's Tony Spitfire. Now, this was a great tag team match, not gonna lie. Chain wrestling to start off. Rockets take early advantage. Chain wrestling between Spitfire and Robbie. Spitfire wins. Spitfire proving to be quicker than Robbie Dynamite, which was true. An even tag team match so far. Good double team work by the Rockets, showing why they are the champions. They were tag team champions going into this match. What belts they were, I don't know, but they were tag team champions nonetheless. Challenges in control, and yes, it was a tag title match as well. Near fall by Ryan. The challengers isolating AJ Anderson. I think the challengers thought that AJ Anderson was the weak link of the team. Pace quickens when the Rockets take advantage, which was true. Tombstone from Robbie gets a near fall. Spitfire in a lot of trouble. Rockets get a warning. Back to this whole warning, this give a warning bullshit. Spitfire tries to quicken the pace, but to no good. Challengers in control, grounding Spitfire. Rockets get their second warning, which again, this whole fucking warning crap really gets on my nerves. Kind of spoils the wrestling for me. I mean, it's like I say, it's wrestling, it's not football for Pete's sake, or soccer, or whatever the fuck. Robbie diving headbutt misses. Rockets fight back is on. They get the tag in. Challengers look to finish, but Rockets come out on top and get the win and retain the belts. Pretty good tag team match, to be honest with you, I thought. Absolute superb. Now, kind of a highlight for me. Mickey Long, the Geordie Big Mouth as he's known, took on Sean Trotter, an 18-year-old celebrating his birthday. And let's just say, I don't know if it'll be one he want to remember because he came out on the losing end to Mickey. But I will admit though, for an 18-year-old, and this is not me knocking the guy, he did show some good stuff. Trotter showing some good wrestling. Long has the power advantage. It was even so far early on. Advantage Trotter, quicker than Long. Dived by Trotter, hits a top rope drop kick as the match went on. Like I say, he did some good stuff. He really did during this match, as I will continue. Long takes control, toying with the youngster. Trotter getting a beatdown on his birthday. That's right, it was his birthday, and I think Mickey might have said to him, "I'll give you a beatdown on your birthday," and he did. Long gets a warning. Again, said about that the better. Standing frog splash gets a near fall by Long. Long in total control, grounding the kid, slowing him down. Trotter quickens the pace. Long puts an end to that. Get my notes here. Suplex from the top. Trotter showing some heart. He showed some good wrestling and some heart as well. What he lacked in conditioning and that, he definitely showed in heart because he just wouldn't stay down. Nice unique code breaker gets a near fall. Splash misses. Double knee German suplex power driver combo gets the win for Mickey Long. And all in all, a good show and a good match as well. Like I say, Trotter is one for the future. I mean, he's only 18. There's a development there, and he will develop, I'm sure, to be a good wrestler because he's got the potential from what I saw, and he's got the will as well to be that good wrestler and be the wrestler he wants to be. All in all, a good show apart from the main event, and I would give it a 4 out of 5 just for the first 4 matches alone. I mean, not knocking the main event. I didn't like it. It just wasn't my cup of tea for me. The cool thing at the end is when they brought the kids in and celebrated with the kids. That was cool. But the match itself, little legs covering, a 300 to 400 pound guy, that don't work for me. I'm sorry. But like I said, good show all around though, guys. 4 out of 5 is the rating. And like I said, I really, really enjoyed the wrestling stuff, the wrestling part of it. The 4 matches, and looking back in retrospect, I probably should have left after the 4th match going into the main event. But, I'm a wrestling fan. I bought my ticket. I was in front row. And I stayed there to the very end, good or bad. Because that's what being a wrestling fan is all about. You take the bad, as long as you've got the good in there as well. That's what it's all about, man. That's what being a wrestling fan, that's what That's the fun and unique way of being a wrestling fan, at least from my point of view anyway. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hope you've enjoyed this Wrestling Matters Podcast Extra, my review on what happened Friday night, March 27th at the Town Hall in Middlesbrough. First Class Wrestling, hopefully they will be back again. Make sure you check out the other wrestling promotions as well, epwwrestling.co.uk, EPW American Wrestling on Facebook, facebook.com/EPW American Wrestling, and EPW Wrestling 1 on Twitter. Be sure to check out Total Wrestling T-Side as well. Check them out. They've got a show coming in October, Halloween night. Nothing's been announced of where it's going to be or how it's going to be. But all we know is it's going to be Halloween night. So be sure to look out for it. Total Wrestling T-Side. TWT. They're on Facebook. They're on Twitter. Just Google the search engine and check them out, guys. That's all you can do is check them out. New wrestling stuff coming in, and I'm all about that because at the end of the day, to me, wrestling matters as well. The Facebook, the Twitter account to follow, guys, is TWT official at the official TWT on Twitter. So be sure to check that out. Like I say, EPW Wrestling 1 on Twitter, facebook.com/EPW American Wrestling, and epwwrestling.co.uk. Check out their YouTube pages as well if you want to see some of the matches. Yes, I'm involved in some of them as well. So be sure to check that out. And until next time, ladies and gents, thank you so much. My name is the Head Anthony Walker, the H, the E, to the A, to the D. If you like this kind of stuff and you want to see more of it, let me know. Give me feedback, please. Show your support to the Wrestling Matters Podcast as well. Facebook.com/WM Podcast. YouTube.com/AJW Wrestling Matters if you want to see episodes of the Wrestling Matters Podcast on YouTube, via YouTube, as well as other wrestling content as well. And be sure to check out at Tony_Walker, my personal Twitter account, plus at WM Podcast, the Wrestling Matters Podcast Twitter account run by moi. That's right, the HD, the A, the D. But like I say, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, my name is Anthony Walker, the HD, the A, the D. Peace out. Wrestling Matters, wrestling fans.